Good morning, my YouTube viewers. Crystal here. What I'm here for this morning is I wanted to do another video for you. Since it's already in the morning, I've had to turn my camera off because, obviously that's the way it goes when it's early in the morning. What I wanted to do is I wanted to carry on with this data set that I've been working on, the shampoo data set, where it covers the shampoo sales from 1901 to 1903 over a 36-month period. And in this particular data set, we're going to be talking about FB profit, Facebook profit. So we're going to go over the data set and we're going to see what happens when we forecast the prices using Facebook profit. So I wrote the program in Google Colab, which is a free online Jupyter notebook that you can write programs in Python in. And the nice thing about Google Colab is you don't have to install any programs on your own computer. If you've got internet access and you're able to get onto a web browser, you can call up Google Colab. At the moment, I'm on Microsoft Edge, and I'm able to call up Google Colab from Microsoft Edge, and certainly you can get Google Colab on the Google web browser. And there's another computer I use, which is a Microsoft-based computer, and I'm on Google Chrome. I'm able to get onto Google Chrome, and I'm able to call up Google Colab from Google Chrome. So those are three platforms that I know of that you can get Google Colab. So it's a really good website to use, especially if you're learning data science. So I highly recommend it, and I'm not being paid any money to promote them. I wish I was. And then what I did was when I wrote the program, I saved it to my personal GitHub account on a repository, and I'm not being paid any money to promote GitHub either. I wish I was. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the code review. So the first thing, after we created our program in Google Colab, the first thing that we had to do was we had to import the libraries. So we imported Pandas and NumPy and Matplotlib to start out with. We imported those three libraries to start out with. And then after we imported the libraries, we had to load the CSV file. This is a CSV file that I got off of Jason Brownlee's site, and I'm not getting paid any money to promote his site either. But I got it off of Jason Brownlee's site. And the way Jason used the site is he wanted the month to be the index, but I found that with what I wanted to do, it didn't work very well with the month as the index. So over here where it says index column, I just made that a remark. But if you wanted the month to be the index, then you could put index column in there and it would make the month index, but that's not what I wanted. And I suppose if you wanted to, you could make the month the index, and then you could say series.month equals series.index, and then so you'd have the index as the month, and then you'd have another column as the month. I suppose you could do that if you wanted to, but I didn't want to do that. I just wanted a standard data frame. So what we did was we wanted to check to see what kind of a file we had. So the month was a date, time, a column, and the sales was a float. So that's what type of file we had. And then we wanted to check for any null values. And in this file, we did not have any null values that needed to be imputed. And then what I wanted to do is I charted the sales over the time period, and you can see that over time the sales is increasing. The sales are increasing. So the next thing we wanted to do was we wanted to define training and validation dates. So series.month equals series.month.as type string. That means we were converting the month to a string. Series.index equals series.month. That means that we were converting the index to the month. And series.info, so you can see what kind of a file we had. And so the month is now an object file, and sales is still a float. And then now what we did was we created a timestamp. So series timestamp equals PD to date time, series.month format, series.index equals series.timestamp, monthly equals series.resample m mean series. So basically what you're doing is you created a column called timestamp, and then you said that the series index was this column called timestamp, and monthly equals series.resample m.mean, and then you had series. So that's what it did. And this went on for 36 months. Now we're setting up our date. So train equals series.log 1901, 01, 01 to 1903, 07, 030. And valid equals series.log 1903, 08, 01 to 1903, 12, 31. So now we've got our train file. You can see the train file goes all the way to 1903, 07, 01, and then we've got our valid file, which is from 1903, 08, 01 to 1903, 12, 01. So now what we're doing is graphics, and when we do graphics, you can see that we've got the train file, which is in blue, and the valid file, which is in amber. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rename the columns, because that is what Facebook Profit wants to see. It wants to see the columns in a certain format. So the month has become DS, and the sales has become Y. So, and we renamed that in the valid as well. Now we've got FB Profit. We've set up our model as FB Profit. So model equals profit, model.fit train. So we fit train into the model. So now we've made our predictions. Future equals model.make future data frame. Periods equals 5. Frequency equals MS. I'm not sure exactly what the MS means, but if you try to put M in there, then it's not going to work correctly. So you have to put frequency equals MS. So now we've got our predictions, and the way Facebook Profit works is it predicts upon the training file as well. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to predict upon the future. So forecast equals model.predict future, and then forecast equals DS, Y hat lower, Y hat upper, and tail 5. So what we're doing is we're going to show the last 5 rows of the prediction, and what we are interested in mainly is Y hat. But I suppose if we wanted to, we could have used Y hat lower, because you've got Y hat and you've got Y hat upper and Y hat lower. So I think what I might do is I might check it to see if it works better with Y hat lower, if I get a better accuracy. If it's Y hat lower, that's a good idea. That's something good to do. And that's another good thing about these code reviews, because whenever I go through the code review, if I've made a mistake in the code, I can pick it up, and if I want to think about something else I want to do, then it'll come to mind. And that won't necessarily come to mind when I'm doing the blog post. And obviously when I'm doing the blog post, I want to hurry up and get the blog post finished. So we'll do that. We'll try Y-hat lower, see what happens, see if we get a better error rate. Checked our error rate. It was 58,999. So that wasn't very good with Y-hat. So we put our predictions into a data frame so you can see the predictions. So we have plot our forecast. So you can see, actually, you can compare the actual values against the predicted values. And let's look at Y-hat lower. I don't think that was going to change it. I don't know, because 773 is number 33. I don't think it's going to affect it that much, so maybe we'll just leave it the way it is. So now we've put the predictions on a chart, and you can see how the predictions are in green and the validation is in amber. So you can see that there's a really wide disparity between the peaks. And that's it. That concludes our presentation. And I was just thinking, because if we look at this, if we look at our Y-hat upper and our Y-hat lower, you can compare it, and I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I can give it a try and see what happens, maybe with Y-hat upper, not Y-hat lower, but Y-hat upper, and see what happens. But I'm not sure it's gonna work out very well, but we'll give that a try. So that concludes this presentation for this code review. If you like my video, please like, subscribe, and share. If you want to be notified whenever you receive a video from me, please press the bell button next to the subscribe button, and you'll receive a notification whenever I've made a video. If you like my videos and you want to make a donation, I will leave my email address to my PayPal account in the description box below. And thank you very much for watching this video. I'm going to be making a blog post on this video, and in the blog post I will give you the code or the link to my GitHub account so you can get the code. So if you're interested in the code, you need to watch my blog post. So again, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope you have a very nice day and your data science life goes well.